One of the speakers at a conference I was at not that long ago was Frank Thomas, a preacher and author of several books, including How to Preach a Dangerous Sermon. He shared with us from a chapter he's working on for a book that has yet to be published, talking about how we can share things with friends that hold deep meaning for us, or open up to others about something in our lives that we value or are grappling with. He reminded us that we don't always get the response that we may be looking for, hoping for, or even needing. And then he said this, he said, when God and me get it together, then it doesn't really matter what others do with it. I love that statement. That's authenticity. Being our truest self with the one who created us, sustains our life, and loves us regardless of what other people think or say or do with the life we're called to live. When God and you get it together, it doesn't matter what others do with it. One other thing that he said that day was this. He said, as we go through life, what's important is not only who we hope in, but who we hope with. As Christians, we're invited to put our hope in God. Psalm 33 verse 20 declares, we put our hope in the Lord. He's our help and our shield. In Him our hearts rejoice, for we trust in His holy name. Let your unfailing love surround us, the psalmist says, for our hope is in you alone. Putting our hope in God is the basis of faith. Trusting our lives to Christ is the foundation of Christian faith. As Frank Thomas reminds us, it's important to have someone in our lives that we can hope with as well. In other words, someone more than one person perhaps that we can go to who gets us, who understands where we're at and can come alongside of us and join their prayer to ours. To offer their presence as a reminder that God is present, especially when we're unsure or aren't necessarily experiencing it. The Bible says that Solomon was among the wisest of people who ever lived. And in Proverbs 17, verse 17, this very wise person made sure that we recognize this truth, this very specific truth. He said, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. It's important to have someone in our life to hope with, so that instead of just giving into the temptation to give up, we are actually held up by the gift of another person who joins their hope with ours. Christ invites us to put our hope in Him for life eternal. You can trust Him to bring you through. God promises, though, also to be with us no matter what we face. I pray that today you know the rich gift of also having a friend who will be there for you to hope with. Someone who will remind you that when God and you get it together, it doesn't really matter what others do with it. I'm Craig Rumble. Thanks for being together with Markham Baptist Church.